everyone!
What do you know about Croatia?
Nothing.
Okay, I don't know much. I used to follow a lot ice hockey when I was younger because I'm from Montreal, and there's players from Europe, like from Slovakia, from Czech Republic, from Russia, a lot of country. But Croatia, I don't know any. I don't know many hockey players from there, so that's why I don't know much. I know my country from watching ice hockey. So anyway, Ryan Shirley top 10. We're gonna learn about Croatia. Actually, we know that it's like the location, right? It's surrounded by water. It's beautiful. It's like a little. It's like this, right, on the map. So anyway, let's get started.
Let's go.
What's up, guys? My name is Ryan, and I just returned from exploring Croatia, and I want to share with you my favorite places.
What?
So here's
It's a
my
hard
Croatia
shape.
top 10. After visiting Croatia, it quickly became one of my all-time favorite European countries. From the endless wonders of the Dalmatian coast to countless medieval towns, Croatia is waiting to be experienced. Let's start this video off at Dubrovnik. I think this is the most famous city in all of Croatia, and with reason. Located in the southernmost part of Croatia, city in all of Croatia, and with reason. Located
See, Italy. And then on the other side you have Croatia, and it go down until here. Montenegro, Kosovo, Albania, Serbia, Bulgaria, all Eastern Europe, and then it's on the other side of Italy. Beautiful. Look at it's surrounded by the Adriatic Sea. We're learning about geography.
in the southernmost part of Croatia, Dubrovnik is this incredible medieval city built right on the Adriatic Sea. The history of Dubrovnik is fascinating. It was founded in the 7th century and was originally called Ragusa. During medieval times, Dubrovnik prospered thanks to maritime
Those look like some kind of the wall to protect from the enemy. Like the big like wall. It's like surrounded like a little circle, but there so much houses there. Is it densely populated as a country? Because this looks like a lot of houses.
What's this temperature?
It looked good. I mean, I probably good all 4 seasons, all right?
trade and reached its peak around the 16th century. One of my favorite things that I did during my time in Dubrovnik was walking on top of the city walls. It cost about 35 euros, which was a little expensive, but 100% worth it. You're able to loop the entire city and experience Dubrovnik from a new perspective. It's a 2-kilometer
It's really looked like ancient style. Like, I don't know if they got attacked during a war or not, but it looked ancient but modern at the same time, kind of a little bit. All the roofs are red.
walk, and it took me about an hour and a half to do it. One of my favorite places on the walls was the Menseta Tower. It's this 14th century fortress that offers the highest vantage point of the city. While I was just walking along the walls of Dubrovnik, I noticed some places to relax on the water, so I had to go check them out. I found this beach area and it was a party down there. Everyone was just chilling or jumping into the water off the cliffs. Of course, I had to join in on the action. There's
You can swim. Don't tell people that you cannot. I teach her to swim 8 years ago.
Not just about that.
What?
I cannot even jump.
Why?
I'm scared.
Okay. She can swim, but she did not swim for a few years, and she think that it's she forgot.
I will drown for sure.
You're not gonna drown. Once you learn how to swim, you know how to swim forever. It's not, you don't lose it.
Because I never learned to swim.
You did.
I never be able to swim. You dream.
Well, not like an Olympian, but you can you can not drown. Basically, that's the goal, right? Not drown.
I can just be on my back. That
But
only
that's
one
good.
position that I'm not drowned.
It saves your energy. That's good.
There's no better feeling than cliff jumping into the Adriatic Sea. Afterwards, I wanted to see Dubrovnik from a different perspective, so I took up the cable car to the top of the nearby mountain. It cost about 27 euros for the round-trip tickets. When you get to the top, you'll have the best possible view of Dubrovnik. I walked over to the northern side and found a nice little place to watch the sunset. I stayed around until it got dark, and I loved how Dubrovnik looked, lit up with all its lights. After I went back down to Dubrovnik's old town, and it was just magical walking through the city at night.
Wow.
It definitely
the
felt like I was
floor.
taking a stroll back in time.
It's very Europe, right? To have those kind of floor. It's beautiful.
It's reflecting the lights.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's not something we have in North America or in Thailand. It's funny, when we go to Laos, because we are not far from Laos, from Vientiane, because it was colonized by the French, they have those kind of floor, right? Kind of very pretty and European style in Vientiane. You don't remember?
No.
Okay. In the old town. like in Vientiane. They
Probably.
have those kind of floor.
Dubrovnik is such an enchanting city and one of the coolest medieval places I've ever been. Afterwards, we're going to head up north along the coast to visit Korčula. Now, located about a 2 hours drive from Dubrovnik, Korčula is the second most populous island in the Adriatic Sea, and to reach it, you
Wow.
can take a ferry from the nearby town of Orebik. My favorite place on Korčula is its old town. It's built upon this peninsula and has a fascinating history. It's been part of the Venetian Republic on and off since the 12th century, and some historians believe that Marco Polo was born here. Another nearby island is Hvar, located
Really?
right above Korčula.
Do you play the game, Marco? No, you were not swimming. When we were young, right? In the swimming pool, you play a game called Marco Polo. One person has his eyes closed, right? There's other friends that are in the water. You don't really move, but you can move if you want. And then you say Marco, and they're gonna tell you Polo. The answer, and then you move. Marco, Polo. They need to catch you in the water. You understand?
They need to catch you in the water. The
Yes.
one who blind?
Yeah.
The one who blind need to
You
catch
are
you.
blind. You are in the water.
Oh.
And the other friend are also in the water. And then they need to. I mean, it's not deep. You know, it's not always deep. They need to catch you. The first friend to get catch become the blind person. It's called the Marco Polo game. Why? Because Marco Polo used to travel the world. So the swimming pool is like the whole world in a way. That's a game we were playing as a kid in Canada. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but anyway,
Hvar is the
you
longest
never playing anything like this. No, could not swim. Okay.
island in Croatia. One of the highlights of the island is its port town, which is also called Hvar. Now, similar to Korčula, Hvar's old town is full of history. It's overlooked by the Fortica fortress, which was built back in the 16th century by the Venetians, and it offers incredible
That's
views
it,
of the
come on.
port. Located right off the town is the Pakleni Islands. It's just a short boat ride from the port, making it a perfect place to relax on the Adriatic. Afterwards, we're going to head back to the mainland. Now, if you're heading north from Dubrovnik,
Whoa.
you can drive across the Pelješac Bridge. It was completed just a year ago, and it's an engineering phenomenon. It allows you to bypass driving into Bosnia and Herzegovina's town of Neum. As I continued past the bridge, I was
Wait,
just
hold
amazed.
on. What did you say? This bridge is nice.
Bosnia and Herzegovina. And it's an engineering phenomenon. It allows you to bypass driving into Bosnia and Herzegovina's town of Neum. As I continued past
Ooh.
So basically, you took that bridge, and it's still considered part of Croatia. But I think that island is Bosnia, is the other country. But you don't need to go to. It's kind of in the middle of this whatever Adriatic, but you cross the bridge, but you're still considering Croatia. Like kind of, I think that's what he's
bypass
saying.
driving into Bosnia and Herzegovina's town of Neum. As I continued past the bridge, I was just amazed by the scenery in this area. There were vineyards right up against the Adriatic,
Wow.
and it was just incredibly scenic. Afterwards, I headed north on Croatia's coastal road and arrived at the Makarska Riviera. Now, located right on the Dalmatian coast, the Makarska Riviera is where I saw some of the most impressive scenery from all my time in Croatia. The contrast between the blue Adriatic Sea against the green and white mountains was stunning.
Wow.
I drove through the
It's true.
town of
Look at-
Makarska and
it's
was
true.
looking at the sea against the
Blue, green, and then whatever white is behind. It's like a multitude of color. Nice.
green and white mountains was stunning. I drove through the town of Makarska and was looking for a place on the coast to relax, so I went to Chavicka Beach.
Wow.
It was a really nice beach area for a place
Beach.
on the coast.
Even those mountains look nice to look at. Like the
Looks
color.
like a giant.
A giant?
To relax, so I went to Chavicka Beach. It was a really
Chavicka
nice
Beach.
beach area located just a few minutes outside of Makarska, and it had a lot going on. The water was crystal clear, and there were tons of places on the beach to
Wow.
relax. There was a good amount of people there, but I was able to find some solitude and shade in the trees nearby. If you're
See, I
going
can
to
just
Croatia,
soak
I
there.
definitely recommend visiting the Makarska
go
Riviera.
anywhere.
I mean, the scenery here is unmatched. Now, another cool place nearby is the town of Omiš. It's located about 40 minutes away from Makarska. Now, Omiš is this really unique looking city that is sandwiched between the mountains and the sea, and then it has this river that runs through it as it
Wow.
empties into the Adriatic.
Come on. This looks like a place that you go for a resort. Look at this. It's like the water, and then there's some house, and then you have the mountain behind. There's actually people living there? This looks like paradise. And look at the road. The small road, but it's not really a road when you go to your car, but you can maybe drive here. Yeah. It looks like a resort place that you go like
Yo.
so expensive. And this is like some kind of soccer field or something, some kind of field for to play sport. I thought it was to land in an helicopter, but maybe.
You will have to check for the airplane after this one.
But it looked like there's a stand for people to watch a sport, so.
The crowning feature of Omish is the Starigrad Fortress. It was built in the 15th century and is placed high on the mountains that overlook the town. It can be reached by several hiking routes and takes about an hour to do. If you're in Omish, the
There's only
fortress is definitely worth
Dragonstone.
the hike. Afterwards, we're going to visit the
Dragonstone?
zoo. If you're in
Where?
I'm kidding.
Where?
How of the dragon?
Where?
Here.
It's called
Omish, the
Dragonstone?
No.
Oh.
No, it just looked like the plate in How of the Dragon. Remember?
What is House of the Dragon? You mean Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Oh, which season? I don't remember this.
The recent one, the How of the Dragon, the story before Game of Thrones.
Maybe it was filmed there?
No, it look like it's.
I don't know. I mean, Suchi sometimes brings stuff and
Yeah, I
she's
bring-
right and she doesn't know that she's right.
No, it just like looks similar. I don't know. I mean, if it really film, he gonna tell us, but he
fortress
didn't
is
say
definitely
anything,
worth
so-
the hike. Afterwards, we're going to visit the village of Primosten. Now, located about an hour from Split, Primosten is this peninsula
Wow.
with a little village built on it. It was originally an island protected with medieval walls and towers, but it was connected to the mainland with a causeway around the 16th century. While I was here, I really enjoyed walking through the old town's gate and exploring the village. There's a nice little square, and then I walked up to the St. George's Church, which was built in the 1500s on the peninsula's highest point. There's also a ton of beaches around Primosten's old town. I enjoyed just chilling on them while enjoying the water and views of Primosten. I mean, definitely a charming little area worth checking out. Now, if you keep driving up the coast on your way to
That's what you saw earlier, the
Yo.
heart shape.
Is this
This is done.
man-made or it there for by nature?
That would be weird if it's by nature because it's like so perfect.
you'll come across the Galishnak Island. It's this extremely unique island that's shaped like a heart, and the scenery around it is absolutely beautiful. Afterwards, we're going to head into Croatia's interior to visit the Plitvica Lakes National Park. Located about a 2 hours drive from Zadar, Plitvica Lakes is one of the most famous places in all of Croatia. I remember seeing pictures of this place years ago, and I've been wanting to see them in person ever since. The area is renowned for its crystal clear
What?
terrace lakes
Scared.
that are connected by beautiful
Scared of what?
Scared of this kind of water.
Why?
There's gonna be something jump out from the lake
Oh, yeah, like a snake.
or the big crocodile.
So Jesus afraid of
I'm
snakes.
really scared. Look at that. Not this one, though, the one
waterfalls.
before.
I was here during the high season, and it cost about 40 euros for me to get in, which I thought was a little expensive,
Damn,
but during
40
other
euros.
times of the year, it's cheaper.
It's expensive, but it just said other time of the year is cheaper because we ranked it to top 10 place in Greece, and Greece is a lot cheaper than Croatia from what I've seen.
Yeah, how many plate that he go already?
Oh, he went
he
everywhere.
been paying a
Yeah.
lot.
After I entered the park, I went down to the boats at entrance 2 and crossed the lake. I started walking on the wooden pathways that go over the water and through the forest, and it was incredibly beautiful.
Wow.
I mean, I couldn't believe the clarity and color of the water. It was so clear and turquoise. I kept walking until I made it to some waterfalls. They were so unique, and you can get up close to them on the walkway. I mean, it would be amazing if you could swim here, but unfortunately it's not allowed in the park. I will say Plitvica was extremely crowded when I went, so if you do come, I recommend visiting right when it opens or coming during the off season. One thing I definitely recommend doing while you're there is going to the Veliki Slap waterfall. It's best access.
Well,
Waterfall.
you love waterfall, but you're afraid of it. when you
Yeah.
go there. Yeah,
I can
waterfall.
look, but I don't want to jump in the water. I don't like it.
Well, you cannot there, so I guess you're good
Yeah.
for that.
Thing I definitely recommend doing while you're there is going to the Veliki Slap waterfall. It's best access from entrance 1. I didn't know about it when I went, and it's definitely a regret of mine for not seeing. Afterwards, we're going to head back to Croatia's coast to visit the island of Pag. Famous for its incredible beaches and moonlight landscapes, Pag is one of the largest and most beautiful islands in Croatia.
Whoa.
To get to Pag, you
Why
can
does
drive over the
no living
Paski
be
Bridge,
there?
which connects Pag to the mainland. Now,
Wow,
compared to
it's the
other islands,
second bridge that we saw. The really cute, the bridge. Like, I don't know, they just have a style that is quite like pretty to look at when you look at those bridges. I don't know. They could have
Yeah.
made any boring bridge, but this one with the arc, it's just fit the image, you know.
to Pag, you can drive over the Paski Bridge, which connects Pag to the mainland. Now, compared to other islands in Croatia, Pag is very barren and reminds me of a Greek island like Crete or Santorini. While I was on Pag, I was looking for beaches to visit, and I decided to check out the Beretnica beach.
Yeah,
It's this
why there's
beautiful
no one
area
there?
only accessed by hiking into or taking a boat,
Well-
and it had these 3 unique boulders.
All there are is rock and sand. There's
Yeah.
no. Well, there's nothing to build there. They just decided to let it like this. Like, you know.
boulders in the water that kind of reminded me of a mini Kalagolorice. Now to get to the beach, I walked on this lunar-like landscape and it took me about 30 minutes to get there. When I arrived, I was blown away by the scenery. There were barren cliffs contrasted with the blue waters of the Adriatic. I spent some time swimming around the boulders and I just had a great time chilling here until the
scary.
sunset. If you want to visit one of Croatia's most unique islands, you gotta give Pag a visit. Afterwards,
No,
we are going
even
near
when
the
you
top.
look like far away, right? There's no one can help you if there's something happen.
Yeah, but you can get out of this place quite easy. It's not like you need to swim to get out.
That's true though.
Like, if you need to go there by boat and you cannot get out until there's a boat, maybe you have a point. Actually, you have a point, but
Oh, he's not allowed to sell the land there?
this is not Thailand. They cannot just buy the land, I think, and just make a park or something. I
I'm
don't
so
know.
curious about this place because there's nothing, like even a single room. There's nothing. What's happening?
Well, they just did not make it as a tourist place. You can go there to chill, but maybe they just want to preserve the place clean without human interference too much. Sometimes you do that. I mean, it's fair.
Croatia's most unique islands, you gotta give Pag a visit. Afterwards, we are going near the top of Croatia to visit the medieval port of Rovinj. Now located on the Istrian Peninsula on Croatia's western coast, Rovinj is one of the most beautiful medieval fishing towns I've ever seen. The history of Rovinj is fascinating.
There we go. Medieval town.
Beautiful medieval fishing towns I've ever seen. The history
That's my color. This is so pretty.
of Rovinj is fascinating. From 1283 to 1797, Rovinj was governed by the Republic of Venice. After the fall of Venice, it became part of the Austrian Empire until World War I, and from 1918 to 1947, it was part of the Kingdom of Italy. But today it belongs to Croatia and is one of its most beautiful cities.
Wow.
When you walk the streets, you'll feel like you're in Italy due to its Italian influence. One of the
What I
most
was going to say, that's why the style is quite Italian, a little bit different from the rest that we saw earlier.
beautiful features of the city is the Church of St. Euphemia. It's perfectly perched on the hill on the highest part of the town. It was completed in 1680 and stands over 60 meters tall. I mean, Rovinj is such a special place I hope you all can experience. For our final destination, we're going to visit the island of Dugi Otok. Now to reach Dugi Otok, I took a 2-hour ferry from Zadar to the small village of Burbin. Now this island is very long, so you definitely want a car to get around. I first went to Veli Rat, which is the very northernmost point on the island. It has this really scenic lighthouse that is supposedly the tallest lighthouse in the Adriatic Sea. The lighthouse keeper might even let you climb to the top for a small fee. Now afterwards, I went to the southern part to visit the Telaščica Nature Park. I mean, this area was extremely beautiful. It had a bay full of islands, and then there's this really nice beach area with a little restaurant. It cost about 10 euros to get in. Now, the main reason I wanted to come here was to see its cliffs. It was just a short hike to reach them, and the views were amazing up there. Some cliffs rose over 100 meters from the sea, and I just loved the white color of them. Now, another one of my favorite features
wow.
of the area is Mir Lake. It's this salt lake positioned in a very peculiar place, as it's on this skinny peninsula surrounded by the sea. I love the contrast between the dark blue colors of the Adriatic with the cliffs and the turquoise color of Mir Lake. I mean,
Look at this, it's because it's salt.
Yeah.
It's interesting, yeah? The color is so different.
just such a unique place. Now from there, I could also see the Kornati Islands, which is home to some of Croatia's best untouched nature. It's an archipelago with over 140 islands and islets, and to fully experience
Wow.
them, you can go on a full-day boat tour. I mean, I was running short on time this trip, but I'll definitely be back to experience them. As I was finishing my time up on the island, I went to this place called the Dragon's Eye. It's this natural pool that was way fun to swim in. There's also this sea
That's an helicopter.
Yeah.
Because we live not that far from an airport. Sometimes there's plane helicopter and all this.
Oh,
helicopter.
military too, the
military?
Air Force.
Yeah. We live northeast Thailand, near the Lao border.
sea cave nearby that I tried to get into, but I was all alone and too scared to go in there by myself, so I gotta come back another time to conquer my fears and check it out. Well, that is it for my Croatia top 10. There's still endless places to visit in this country.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Very has its own charm. It's very nice. Europe is very nice. We have never been to Europe, so it's all new to us, but it was quite interesting.
I want to go near here, Greece, Italy, thing like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Croatia.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for watching. See you very soon.